Welcome to the deep dive. We know you want solid info, quickly, on topics that matter.
And today we're tackling a big one for home safety.
That's right. The question of pistols versus carbines, specifically thinking AR-15 style platforms for home defense. It's a debate with a lot of strong opinions.
Absolutely. Our aim here is to really distill the key factors, pull out the essentials based on practical considerations.
Things like size, cost, training, how easy they are to handle when things get intense.
Exactly. We want you to walk away feeling well-informed, not buried in technical jargon.
Okay, let's jump right in. Size and maneuverability.
Yeah.
Inside a house, that seems, well, critical.
It really is. Think about navigating hallways, doorways, maybe tight corners.
Yeah.
A full-size pistol, something like a Glock 17, is relatively compact. We're talking, maybe 8 inches long?
Okay.
And under 2 pounds unloaded. That smaller footprint, it really helps when moving in those confined spaces. Much quicker to handle.
I can definitely see that. Trying to swing something long around a tight corner wouldn't be easy. So the carbine, the M4 or AR-15 type, that's a different beast size-wise.
Oh, yeah. Significantly larger. Even if you have a collapsible stock, which helps, you're still looking at something around 30, maybe 36 inches long overall,
Right.
and heavier too. 7.5 pounds, give or take.
So less nimble indoors.
Definitely less nimble in really tight quarters. Now, that extra size and weight does give you more stability, which helps with its accuracy, maybe at slightly longer distances across a large room or down a longer hallway.
A trade-off then. Okay, let's talk money. Initial cost and maybe just as important, the cost of ammunition. How do they stack up?
Generally, pistols tend to be easier on the wallet to start.
Yes.
You can get a very reliable full-size handgun for somewhere between, say, $400 and $800.
That seems pretty accessible.
It is, and the ammo, like 9mm, which is super common, is also usually cheaper. You might find practice rounds for, I don't know, 20 to 40 cents each, ballpark.
Okay, and why is that ammo cost so important?
Because practice is everything. Cheaper ammo means you can afford to train more often, build that crucial muscle memory.
Makes sense. So how does the carbine compare on the cost front?
Well, the initial purchase price is usually higher. For an AR-15 platform, you're often starting around $700 and can easily go up to $1,500 or even more.
Right.
And the ammo, the .223 or 5.56mm rounds they typically use, well, that's generally more expensive too. Maybe 30 to 60 cents per round, sometimes more depending on the market.
So cheating a carbine regularly for practice is going to cost significantly more over time.
It definitely adds up, yeah. Something to seriously consider in your budget.
Okay, tied into cost is training,
Yeah.
getting proficient. Is it easier or cheaper to get trained on one versus the other?
Pistol training is generally more widely available. Lots of local ranges offer basic handgun courses.
And cost-wise?
Often pretty reasonable. Basic classes might be, say, $50 to $150. Advanced courses may be $200 to $500. Relatively accessible.
Okay. What about carbine training? Is it harder to find or more expensive?
It tends to be a bit more specialized, yeah. And that often translates to higher costs. Basic carbine courses might start around $100, maybe $300. And advanced tactical carbine training, well, that can easily top $500. There are excellent places that offer it, like Millartech, for example, known for comprehensive courses.
So it sounds like getting really good with a carbine requires a bigger investment, both time and money.
That's generally true, yes. It's a more complex system, especially for close quarters work.
Let's talk about that, using them in an actual emergency. Adrenaline's high, maybe it's dark, you're stressed. How does ease of handling compare?
This is where the pistol's simplicity can be a real plus. Smaller size, lighter weight. It just tends to be more intuitive to handle under extreme stress for, a lot of people.
Less to think about.
Kind of, yeah. The basic operation, loading, reloading, it's often more straightforward, quicker, requires maybe less fine motor skill under pressure.
Okay, so potentially easier to manage when everything's going sideways.
Potentially, yes. With basic training, the core functions can become pretty ingrained. Now, the carbine in that same scenario...
More complex.
It can be. It's longer, heavier. Manipulating the safety, the magazine release, clearing malfunctions, it all requires more deliberate action and, frankly, more training to do smoothly under duress.
So a steeper learning curve for high-stress use.
I'd say so. However, and this is important, if you put in that serious training time, that carbine offers advantages. Greater stopping power, generally. Higher magazine capacity. Those can be huge benefits, especially if you're facing, say, multiple intruders. But it hinges on proficiency.
Right. It always comes back to training, doesn't it? You can't just buy the tool, you need the skill.
Precisely.
Okay, let's try to summarize pros and cons for the pistol. What are the main advantages for home defense?
Compact and light, so good maneuverability indoors, lower initial cost, cheaper ammo, which makes frequent training more achievable, and arguably simpler handling under extreme stress.
And the downsides to the pistol?
Primarily, lower ammunition capacity compared to a rifle. Standard mags are often 15, maybe 17 rounds, and generally less stopping power per shot than a rifle round.
Got it. Now, flip side, the carbine. What are its main strengths in this context?
Higher standard capacity, usually 30 rounds. Greater stopping power potential, often better accuracy, especially if there's any distance involved inside the home. Plus, more room for accessories like lights and optics.
Seems like significant advantages. What are the cons?
The big ones are size and weight. They can be cumbersome in tight spaces, higher initial cost, and more expensive ammo, impacting training budget. And as we've stressed, it demands a much greater commitment to training to become truly proficient, especially for close quarters use under pressure.
Okay, that's a clear breakdown. So, pulling it all together, who might lean towards a pistol with the pointy file, maybe?
Well, if your top priorities are maneuverability in very tight spaces, ease of use with maybe less intensive training, and keeping costs manageable, then a full-size pistol is probably a very solid choice. It's practical, the training is accessible, and it's effective when you know how to use it. Simplicity under stress is a big factor.
And when might the carbine make more sense, despite the drawbacks?
If someone values that higher capacity and potentially greater stopping power significantly, maybe they live in a larger home or have specific concerns about multiple threats.
Okay.
And crucially, if they are absolutely committed to investing the time, effort, and money into extensive, high-quality training to master the platform, then a carbine could be the better fit for them.
But that training commitment is non-negotiable, really.
Absolutely non-negotiable for a carbine in this role, in my opinion.
Hmm.
You have to be truly proficient for its advantages to outweigh its complexities in a close quarters emergency.
So it really isn't a one-size-fits-all answer, is it?
Not at all. It's deeply personal. It depends on your home layout, your physical ability, your budget, and perhaps most critically, your genuine willingness to train regularly and realistically.
Both can work, but only if the user is prepared.
Exactly. A tool is only as effective as the person using it. A solid home defense plan and consistent practice are just as important as the hardware itself.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, really trying to unpack the pistol versus carbine question for home defense.
Yeah, hopefully giving folks a framework to think through it for themselves.
It's clear there's no single best answer, just what's best for your specific situation and commitment level.
That's the key takeaway.
So as you, the listener, think about all this, the size, the cost, the training, the handling under pressure, maybe ask yourself, what single factor weighs most heavily for you personally? And how might focusing on that factor shape your next steps toward being better prepared? Something to definitely chew on.